What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's conversation. As some of you may or may not know, May is dedicated to Mental Health Awareness Month. And so mental health and self-care and just ultimate well-being is something that I am very passionate about, something that is definitely reflected and fuels the work that I do for my community, for myself, for my family. And so I just wanted to take today's video, take a moment just to provide more insight, share some helpful resources in terms of mental health, and hopefully we are all taking care of ourselves. I hope that you are mentally well, spiritually well, emotionally well. And if not, just know and understand that it is okay. Meet yourself where you are and take a moment right now just to offer yourself some love, some compassion, lean a little bit deeper into gratitude, and let's just take a deep breath here. All right, so let's get started. So I just want to start today's conversation by simply defining what mental health is. And if you see me looking down, it's because I have my journal. I write everything in my journal, so I make sure I don't forget anything. So most of us have an idea of what mental health is, and when we hear the term mental health, a particular image might come to our mind, but I want to define it. So I went online and simply Googled what is mental health. And so mental health, as defined by the World Health Organization, is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities. They can cope with the normal stresses of life. They can work productively and fruitfully, and they are able to make a contribution to his or her community. Okay, so when we think of what mental health is, it's not just mental. It is also physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual, right? And just because we have different parts of our experience, they're all interconnected. So I just wanted to offer that and just give us some context for today's video and for today's discussion. I want to talk about mental health just because, like I said, it is so important. Whether you have a mental health diagnosis or illness, or whether you don't, none of us are exempt from mental health. If you're human, you are experiencing mental health, right? Because it is a state of our mind, it is a state of our spirit, the state of our emotions. And so as humans, we are in this world having this experience as spiritual beings, right? And so we have a brain, we have a mind, and therefore we have mental health. And I want to just offer that and just make that point, because I feel like a lot of times when we talk about mental health awareness, people automatically think about anxiety or depression, and that's not the case. We all, like I said, experience and have an experience of mental health, which is why it's important for us to practice mental health care. So I want to take a moment to encourage you to ask yourself, what does your mental health care look like? What have you done today for your mental health? And if you haven't done anything today, what is something you can do after watching this video and leaving a comment and liking the video and subscribing to this channel if you're not subscribed already? What is one thing you can do for your mental health and for your well-being? And it doesn't have to be this super extravagant thing, although sometimes that can help. I think when it comes to taking care of ourselves mentally, we can find moments throughout the day to practice mental health care. And so I want to offer just a few gentle reminders and a few things that maybe you can consider applying in your daily practice. And hopefully that can have positive benefits for your mental health well-being. So just a few tips on mental health care. The first thing I want to encourage you to do is to be mindful of what it is that you're consuming, right? What is it you are consuming, and what is it that is taking up your time? Are you consuming too much social media? Are you consuming too much negative energy? Are you consuming too much negativity in general? That can be surrounding yourself with people who are not the most uplifting or the most supportive. And that can have an influence on us. Whether we might be aware of it or not, the company that we keep is very important. And so, who are you surrounding yourself with? What is consuming most of your time? And if you find that the thing that is consuming majority of your time is not offering you any positive benefit, I would encourage you to challenge yourself to see how can you maybe spend a little less time being consumed with that thing, and what is it that you can replace that thing with that is consuming your time, but it's not offering you any other positive mental, spiritual, emotional benefits. The next tip that I want to offer on caring for your mental health is to create a routine and a schedule for yourself that you can stick with. So I don't know about you, but I love a good morning and a great night routine. And I'm pretty sure you've heard this before. The way that we start our day and the way that we wake up sets the tone for the rest of the day. And I think the same is true for the way that we go to sleep. The way that we go to sleep and prepare our minds and bodies to rest sets the tone for the way that we wake up. So, what does your morning routine look like? I can tell you a little bit about what mine looks like. What I like to do is, and I recently got into the practice of sleeping away from my phone. I hook my phone up and I put it on the desk and it's far away. So when I wake up in the morning, I don't have that urge, right, or that temptation to check my phone. So that is a part of my morning routine. When I wake up, I take a few minutes, and I've also been doing and practicing waking up at 5:30 in the morning, just because number one, I want to challenge myself a little bit more, and I want to maximize my time, and I also want to make sure I use that time for spending time and intentional time reading the word and hearing from God before I step into the rest of the road and go on with the rest of my day. So that is a part of my morning routine. Aside from waking up at 5:30 in the morning, you don't have to do it. I'm just sharing what helps for me and what has had positive benefits on my mental health and well-being recently, is waking up a little bit earlier when the rest of the world is kind of still asleep. And taking a moment just to breathe when I wake up, to hydrate, to read, and not to consume myself with too much technology when I first wake up, because once again, it's a part of my morning routine. So my morning routine is a thing that I do that is very intentional, and it really helps me to feel prepared and grounded to tackle the rest of the day ahead of me. So that if anything happens to try to throw me out of alignment, I can remind myself of the grounding I experienced in the morning when I first woke up. And the same for my night routine. What I like to do for my night routine, I like to, get off my phone a few hours before I go to sleep. Still working on that, but I'm doing much better. And I just like to take a moment just to stretch my body and really send a signal to my body that, hey, we're preparing to rest. So let's get into a relaxed state of being. So you don't have to do a morning or a night routine. I just want to encourage you to schedule and create some type of routine for yourself, because ultimately a routine helps you not only feel grounded, but it gives you a sense of organization and a sense of structure. And for me personally, when I don't have structure, that is when I start to feel anxious, and that is when I start to feel stressed out. So for me personally, because I know myself and I have that level of self-awareness, I know that I need some type of structure in my life. Moving right along. I hope you are enjoying this video so far. If so, I would love for you to leave a comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and give this video a nice thumbs up. So the next thing I want to offer in terms of honoring our mental health and practicing mental health care is practicing mindfulness, consuming social media. So I talked about this before. Sometimes for me, my anxiety, or just I can feel drained of my energy and of my focus when I spend too much unnecessary time and too much unintentional time on social media. It happens to the best of us, right? We get on social media for this one thing, and then 2 hours later we're still on and we have not done the thing that we got on for, right? I don't know about you, but I'm trying to completely throw that bad habit out the window and replace a better habit. And I'm not completely saying that you have to rid yourself of social media or deactivate all your social media accounts, but approach social media and any type of form of technology with the level and a sense of awareness and mindfulness, so that you are in control of your experience and you're in control of how much time you spend on it, rather than these platforms being in control of us. Also, take frequent social media breaks. I've been getting into the practice of doing that as well. Taking social media breaks, whether it be a day, a week, or a month, or just a few hours in the day. We just need some time to disconnect so that we can recharge and recenter ourselves back into the present moment. The next tip I want to offer is surround yourself with trusted community. This is so important in terms of mental health care, because many people sometimes feel like they want somebody to talk to, but they might not be able to afford a therapist or go to counseling. So sometimes they just want a friend. Or maybe they feel like they don't have friends that they can trust. I'm so grateful and thankful that I have friends in my support system who I feel and know that I can trust and feel safe around when I talk to them about how I'm feeling. So I pray and really hope that for you, you're able to find yourself in a space of community with people who love you, people who support you, and people who see you and hear you and accept you for who you are. And the last tip that I want to offer in terms of mental health care is seek professional help if necessary. There's such a stigma, especially in Black and Brown communities, around seeking professional help, whether it be a support group or therapy or counseling. And I just want to nip that in the bud and throw that out the window too, because it is so detrimental to our well-being as a collective and our progression as a collective to assume that just because you seek professional help for your mental well-being means that you're weak. In fact, it is not weakness, it is strength. And that is part of my gentle reminder that I want to offer to you all today is seeking help for yourself is not weakness. It is a strength. It takes so much to be in a space where you feel anxious or you feel depressed or you're having negative thoughts about yourself or about life in general. It is so empowering to still be in that space and to say, you know what? I feel like I'm still worthy of help and I want to seek help for myself. That is so empowering, and I just want to encourage you all to continue to remain in that space of self-empowerment, or even if it's not yourself doing it or seeking help, maybe you know a friend or a loved one who recently started seeking professional help for their mental health care. Take a moment today or sometime this week just to let them know, hey, I'm so proud of you. Hey, you're so strong. Hey, I see you and I'm rooting for you. And I can guarantee you that that'll make their day. And if it doesn't make their day, then it'll make your day for doing something nice and loving for somebody. So I just want to share a few gentle reminders before I end this conversation. And just a few affirmations. So the first affirmation that I want to share goes, I have the right to heal, the right to grow, and the right to thrive and be well. Okay? We are growing, we are thriving in wellness and in healing and all of the things that we want. We're doing it, okay? My mental health is my priority, okay? Period, okay? My mental health is my priority, and your mental health should be your priority as well. If it doesn't love me back, I must choose to love myself more and release it. So whether that be negative thoughts whether it be depression or anxiety, or whether it be too much social media or overeating unhealthy foods, whatever the case may be, if it's not loving you back, if it's not offering you any positive benefits, any benefits for your well-being, then it doesn't love you. And who wants to be in a relationship or a friendship where you're the only person loving? You want to be loved back. So think about your daily habits. Think about the way that you're caring for yourself, the way that you treat yourself, or maybe the way that you treat others. Is it a reflection of love? Is it a reflection of compassion? And is it offering positive, uplifting benefits? And if not, perhaps you could benefit from letting it go and releasing it. And it's okay, once again, if you need some extra guidance and help doing that. I'm going to link below in the description box a few helpful resources that you can look into, or maybe offer to a loved one or a friend to possibly get some help and to just learn more about mental health and practice mental health care. Okay? So this has been a great conversation. Once again, mental health and self-help and development and just ultimate well-being in life is something that is a part of my purpose, something that I've dedicated myself to, and that I want to inspire others to do the same. And so in honor of May being Mental Health Awareness Month, I just wanted to offer these words of love, offer this guidance. If you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to leave a comment. What did you enjoy most? What tip or gentle reminder resonated with you most? And how do you practice self-care? How do you practice mental health care? Right? Self-care can be like mental health care, but because it's Mental Health Awareness Month, I want to say specifically mental health. So what is one thing that you can do, or what is one thing that you've done today or going to do sometime this week to honor yourself and to honor your mental health? Let me know in the comment section below. And once again, thank you for watching this video. I love you all and so much gratitude. Until next time. Bye.